بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Viewer, you are welcome to yet another episode of the program Light of Islam. Light of Islam is a program designed to enlighten you on the teachings of Islam and to clear some misconceptions that surround the Islamic faith. Join us on Light of Islam as we delve into the intricacies of Islamic inheritance law with Barrister Abdullahi Liman, a distinguished Islamic scholar and public servant. Today's enlightening discussion will focus on three key aspects: timing, and that's when to distribute the deceased assets; valuation, and that's determining the worth of the estate; and gifts, understanding what constitutes part of the inheritance. With Barrister Nuhu's expertise and passion for sharing knowledge, viewer, I urge you to fasten your seat belts and gain clarity on these essential principles and practices. My name is Zubairu Muhammad Oyoya, your guide. Barrister, you're welcome on the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
We are excited to have you on the program.
Thank you very much.
So our focus is on three key aspects, like I earlier mentioned. It's about timing, valuation, and gifts. So we'll begin by asking you to tell us, what is the time frame for sharing a deceased property after their passing?
Alhamdulillah, a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala nabi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man tabi'a bi huda. Wa ba'd. First of all, I must start by thanking you for having me.
You're welcome.
In particular, that this topic is important. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has referred inheritance as half of the entire Islamic knowledge. And that is why it is always very, very necessary that we should enlighten others, because inheritance is one of the most controversial subjects. And I used to see the controversy is not on whether women will inherit or what, but the controversy, an argument from those who are non-Muslim, is why will a man or men receive a double share of two female? And this has been so. That is why the Prophet said, "Ta'alamu al-fara'i wa ta'alamu fa inna nisful ilmu." Search for the knowledge of inheritance, because it is half of the entire knowledge. So that is why when there are difficulties like this, at least you need an expert to shed light.
Yes.
With respect to question, Islamic Sharia did not stipulate a specific time. There is no time scheduled for sharing. It all depends on the nature of the person or the family involved.
What does that mean?
What I'm trying to say, if a man died today, in the next 1 hour, if you have the mind, to distribute, to share, it's allowed. After the burial, after settlement of debt. What is more important is before actual distribution, we must also know that basic things. The burial, settlement of debt, clearing will, if any, then the actual distribution. And we're talking about timing. Here, Islam did not give any time. It can be 1 day after, 2 weeks after, 3 weeks after. But Islam discouraged keeping properties for a longer period without distribution. And in the process, while waiting, some along the line may die, some may travel without coming back, some property may get destroyed. It happens even in your own locality, in your own community. That is why there is no reason why you will keep property of a deceased person without sharing to the heirs. You can do it mostly 7 days. Some always keep it for 40 days. But it has no standard.
Wow.
Anytime, because when you lost someone, some it takes them 3 days crying, feeling the absence of their loved one that died. It will be for someone to say, why the eager? That is not Islam. If the family can come together and agree, 1 day after, it's okay. Keeping it for long, that's where the truth comes in. And that's why it will give room for a principle called al-munasaka, where someone who ordinarily supposed to come and inherit, but because of waiting, he died. And if one of the son die, or the wife die, or the son die after the death of the real person, then it will be that now inheritance will now be transferred to another people, second class, under the principle of al-munasaka. And it's not the best. We must discourage that. It's not okay. We must not delay distribution. At least 40 days is okay. Everything must be assembled together. Everything must be shared. Because Islam did not give room. Whether the property is large or small, Quran to the 4/7, you must share it. Allah did not say you should leave anything. And the cost of sharing, you can say, leave this one with no sharing. No. Even family house, you cannot leave it. So you can put yourself together. Come. Everybody must be present. Those who are young that cannot be present, let their eyes be there. So there is no particular timing. 1 day, 2 days, 7 days, at least all depends on the family and the nature of the property. There are some properties, because of like those registered under company and allied matters and other things, it has to take some time before you can get 1 or 2 or clearance of shares, clearance of tax, doing all this, and naturally there will be delay towards that process. But apart from that, those who have no connection with all this outside this thing, you can divide within a week.
Wow.
It's okay. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
So we go to the next question, and that is about valuation. How does Islam look at valuation of properties after the deceased death, after the the passing of a loved one? You find that when it comes to sharing of the inheritance, the properties the deceased left is devalued. I mean, how does Islam look at valuation of property? You see, they will say, you are the elder brother. The property is worth 100 million, so you just pay 1 million and take it. This person takes, and that's how it's shared. How does Islam look at valuation?
Well, one difficulties that affect Islamic inheritance is the question of valuation, which has become a pervasive problem that has embedded virtually every family, every locality, because of selfish interest, because of our intention, bad intention to cheat. When a man dies, it is expected that every item, everything that belongs to that disease will be gathered together. Not necessarily assembled in one place, but it will be recorded, documented. After doing that, and each item with the value, even slippers, you cannot say no. And when you are taking valuation, you have to come with at least 3 different valuers. 3 different valuers.
And where do these values come from?
It all depends on the nature of the family. Where a family where there are crises, those at a loggerhead, they say, okay, you bring your umbrella, I bring my umbrella. We'll put it together. We'll need an independent one, so that we'll put it together. Then we'll go. It all depends on the one we want to pick. But what Islam discourage, you find that a house that's supposed to value 50 million, because the first son who happened to have knowledge of this property will take advantage of that. He will try to convince the young ones, convince those who are sharing, so that they will dispose those properties to him, maybe at 5 million, 10 million. After a week or two, you will go back and sell it 50 or 60 million naira. Maybe the entire property is not up to that amount. This is what happened practically in some places. It's not allowed. Because if you are cheating, you know. Whatever that you do, Allah knows that you are cheating. So the best thing is to assess it by market value. If you are to take it by market value, if this item by market value, current market value, supposed to be 30 million,
yes,
the family can as well come up and say, yes, because our brother declared intention to buy this item. Why can't we send it 29 million? Just draw 1 million for him, which is okay. But Islamically, if an item value up to 100 million, but the entire heirs agree to dispose it by 2 million, 3 million, is okay. If collectively, unanimously, you agree, it's understood. But a situation where there are young ones that cannot speak, Allah watches you. Whatever you do, God is always waiting for you. He knows your intention, the one you declare and the one you hide. There is nothing you can do. And whosoever that believe in God, that tomorrow is going to meet Allah, must be very, very careful when it's come to issue of valuation, when it comes to issue of inheritance. Because this is what is happening. A house, a vehicle, a car, a machine, a handset, worth a huge amount of money. Yes. But because of some interest, they will just drop it for the purpose of whatever. Once it is against the Sharia, it's against the Sharia. You know, that you are doing it. So it's good for us to always jack up the price. Now that's the reason of why a renowned person died in this country, died in this our state, around Kefi area. So I'm aware when they called the Balwas, the wife, one of the wife, brought her own Balwa from Kaduna, and all items within Kefi, she has jacked the price up. Because she's from Kaduna, the one in Kaduna, she jack it down, put it down. Are you hearing me? So now when it comes to actual, okay, I'm picking this one, I'm picking this one. People, the other heirs who are not our children now decide to pick the houses in Kaduna. Then she said, no, how will you pick house? So, sir, you have increased the price of these houses here, and you are on. We are going by our own violation. But your style is that you have increased. Let's forget about your own. Let's take our own valuation. They are still in court up to now. They are still in court. He said, you know, but I don't need to mention the name. But this is what is happening. You must plan. You must always warn your family. Yeah, you are alive today. Please, when I'm no more, please, there should be no need for anybody to cheat. Call expert. Whatever that is a current market, please dispose my property. But don't cheat. Warn them and guide them to fear Allah. No. Thank you very much.
So do monies, gifts that come from colleagues, form part of the inheritance after someone dies, and then his colleagues from the office, come to visit the bereaved, the offsprings of the deceased, and they offer them gifts. They give them gifts, monies, and a whole lot of things to so that the things they bring would soothe them. So do these monies and gifts form part of the inheritance?
Thank you very much.
Even the foodstuffs in the store, do all these form part of the inheritance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah, this is a very important question.
Okay.
Because it's virtually a question in every household now. Where a man die, the office will just bring rice, bring food items, or a colleague die, will decide to contribute and send something to the family. Does that form part of it? No.
Okay.
No. That food, that money is for the utilization of those families, because the office are aware that this man died. They brought it for the family to eat, to also welcome those that have come to condole them, to serve them food so that they should not stay with hunger. But it's not the same with money expected that the disease is aware that the money will come. Are you with me?
Yes.
That the money will come.
Yes.
That does not form part of, like burial expenses does not part of inheritance. Burial expenses is purposely for the purpose of burying who died. So you cannot use it to share as part of inheritance. You can use it for the purpose of a family. Why we avoid using that? It does not form part of a zikr music, as you were saying, where a man would take a share, or a son would take a share of two daughters. No. That money will be shared equally, like the burial money.
Yes.
Yeah, well, these are money that the owner is not aware, but it's entitlement for an office. That form part of inheritance. That form part of inheritance. The food was just like the man before he demise. He has some food in the items in the stores, where he normally bring 2 more, 3 more to get the family before he get to office. He died, maybe left about 3 bags in the store. Those items also form part of inheritance, because Sheikh Malam Risala, the owner of Risala, said even where you have taken a maize to a grinding machine, there are 5 majors and 2 already grinded down. The remaining 3 are still within the engine. You have to remove them back and return them back. Those 3 majors that remain should form part of inheritance for distribution. All gifts, no matter how big, huge it is, it does not form part of inheritance. It is for a purpose. It can be shared to the family.
Okay.
It does not constitute inheritance. I don't know, the wife should be given 1/8, the son should be given double share of daughter, no.
So how is it going to be distributed?
It should be distributed normally, just like each should be distributed equally.
So,
or it should be utilized for the house.
So when a bag of rice is brought, now they cook it for
everybody to eat. Because the honor of what Islam consider is what you are aware, or what you are aware that may come. Because those who may come, it may not come. And even the one you kept in your house, I say it should be taken for distribution. But this one comes, you don't know who brought them. You are not even alive. So therefore, whatever that comes from office, it is money, is it food, all those items does not form part of inheritance. It's for the purpose of the family to use, for their feeding, pending when the main property will be shared.
And for the sake of emphasis, so when someone dies now, you have said that the gifts, the monies do not form part of the inheritance.
Yes.
And so the foodstuffs in the store that the deceased left is part of the inheritance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Part of the inheritance. So the funeral, what monies? Because sometimes funerals incur money. Money. So
Islam, there are what we call basic rules in terms of Islamic inheritance. These basics, things that are basic that must be done. Number 1, which is burial. Whether the disease have money or it doesn't have money, he must be buried.
He must be buried.
If, for instance, you die in Lagos and you have to be buried in Lagos, it will take 2-3 million for a burial, and you left only 1 million. That is to say, the Muslim Ummah must contribute 3 million to join together to bury at the cost of 3 million. If the entire burial will take everything that you leave here, it's okay. If you die outside Nigeria, to bring it down and you left a way that you should be brought down. So long as they are bringing you down, it requires a lot of expensive. Community relation first must contribute, but you must be buried. Whatever that goes for the burial is allowed. Whether the entire property goes for the burial, it's okay. Then the second aspect, which is debt. Okay. Membadi wasiyati. Yawa. And the third one, which is wasiya, that we have discussed until last week. Yeah. And the wasiya must not be one third. So what is key? These treaties, they are basic. That no matter what, it must come. Because then we cannot live in the house. Even when you have no money. There are people that die without anything. But when you die in places where you go to somewhere here, Doma, or be here, last year you die. We don't need money to bury you. Somebody will volunteer for a kafani. So everything of your family will be left intact. It's not a problem. We're talking about where it involves which amount of money for your burial. So how to buy box that no Muslim. We Muslim don't buy box. So how to spend this, eat this food, all this. We don't do that. But you must be buried. The expensive must be removed from your own property. Not for anybody. But where the family deem fit to assist other people, it's allowed. But where you don't have anybody, it should be removed from your own property. Even it means the burial will take over everything. But when you come to burial, as Muslim, you don't need to do flamboyant spending. You don't need to do like most of the older people from the East. This cow, all this, no. But remember, eating food after burial is not part of burial. Yeah. Burial means process where they will bath you, put the white cloth on you, take you to the burial, and that is all. After the burial, don't come back home to eat food. Go to anywhere you want to go. But if somebody volunteers to assist the food, fine. But it cannot come from the deceased property. So they should not take style. Yeah, to remove money is not part of Islam. It's against Sharia.
Oh my God. Now that is our affairs.
Thank you.
Viewer, if you have just joined us, this is Light of Islam, a program designed to enlighten you on the teachings of Islam and to clear some misconceptions that surround the Islamic faith. I have been talking with a renowned scholar. He is a public servant as well. He is an expert on Islamic inheritance law. He has written a book titled Islamic Law of Inheritance, a Comparative Perspective. Barrister Liman Abdullahi Liman. Now, we will cap it up now by asking you to say your parting words to the public.
Well, it is important that every Muslim, just like the Prophet Muhammad said, encourage us to search for the knowledge of inheritance. There is no family, nowhere you go, without one or two problems that has to do with inheritance. And all comes because of lack of knowledge. Most houses in your town, in my town, are let on share. My grandfather stay in this house. So it's not allowed in Islam. Allah will ask us tomorrow. Just last 2-3 years, I came and called on my brothers. I said, this is our family, should not stay. We share it together. All our sisters, everybody. So likewise yourself. You can take back home and see what you can do. Distribute this in according to Islam. The idea when you don't do it. Your sisters marry outside your house. She is there, she married, she has children, she has husband, she died. The husband is entitled to inherit 1/4 of her property. If she has no children, half. And she is entitled to inherit you from our own father family house. Now that husband automatically he is to benefit from your house. When are you going to give him? You will be sleeping in somebody's property, and Allah will ask you tomorrow.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Viewer, that's the size of the package. But before we leave, we say these words, that in Islam there is no specific time frame for distributing the deceased property. However, it's recommended to settle the estate and distribute the assets among the heirs as soon as possible after paying off debts and funeral expenses. The second point is, devaluation or reduction of the deceased property is not allowed in Islam. The estate should be distributed according to the Sharia prescribed shares without any reduction or alteration. Monies or gifts given to the deceased by colleagues or friends do not form part of the inheritance to be shared among the heirs, unless specified otherwise by the deceased or the giver. My name is Zubairu Muhammad Oyoya. My guest has been a renowned scholar, Barrister Abdullahi Liman. On behalf of the production team, we say, Assalamu
alaikum
alaikum
wa
wa
rahmatullahi
rahmatullahi
ta'ala
wa
wa
barakatuh.
barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much.
John,
وآتوا اليتامى أموالهم ولا تتبدلوا الخبيث بالطيب ولا تأكلوا أموالهم إلى أموالكم